David had exactly 60 minutes to make a choice that would either save his mother's life or turn him into a criminal forever. David was only 17 years old, but life had already taught him more pain than most people experience in a lifetime. His father had died years earlier, leaving David completely alone to care for his ailing mother. One afternoon, the doctor delivered devastating news that shattered David's world. "This medicine can save your mother," the doctor said solemnly. "But it is rare, and it must be bought immediately or she won't survive the week." But the prescription cost far more money than David or his family could ever hope to afford. For weeks, he worked from sunrise to sunset, taking every back-breaking job he could find, running against a clock that was ticking away his mother's life. But no matter how hard he pushed his body, the money he earned was never enough. Desperation began to cloud his mind. Then, fate placed a terrifying choice directly in front of him. A wealthy businessman dropped an envelope, completely unaware of his mistake when passing where David was. David picked it up. His breath caught in his throat. The envelope contained enough money to buy the medicine instantly, with plenty left over to change their lives. That night, a brutal battle raged inside David's heart. The silence of the house felt incredibly heavy. If he chose to be honest and return the money, his mother would surely die in that very clinic bed. But if he kept it, he would be a thief. He remembered his mother's voice from years ago, telling him that dignity is the only thing a poor man truly owns. The next morning, David made his choice. He walked all the way to the wealthy businessman's office plaza. But before he could even cross the lobby, the businessman's security guard spotted his ragged and dirty clothes. Thinking he was a pickpocket trying to cause trouble, they violently grabbed him, but the businessman saw what was happening outside and asked them to come in with him. When David walked into the room, the businessman saw him and said, "So you're the boy who found my envelope?" The businessman asked coldly. "Tell me, why didn't you keep it?" David said, his voice trembling. "My mother is dying in a clinic right now because I cannot afford her medicine. I wanted to keep it, but she raised me to be an honest man." The room went dead silent. The businessman checked the envelope. Every single note was accounted for. He couldn't believe a boy facing such desperation could possess such absolute honesty. A look of profound respect crossed the man's face. A person who chooses integrity when their world is crashing down deserves more than a reward. "They deserve a lifeline," he said. The businessman didn't just let David go. He personally drove to the clinic, paid for the expensive treatment in full. The treatment worked beautifully. David's mother slowly regained her strength, her laughter returning to fill their small home once again. David learned a lesson that would guide him for the rest of his life. Sometimes, doing the right thing seems impossible in the moments of darkest desperation. But honesty can open doors that greed never will, and a good name is worth far more than gold.